So another thing you may have had issues with, and it maybe still isn't working perfectly, is how to make the ball collide with the brick, and then how to make the brick disappear when you hit it. So if I move my ball there, so it hit the brick and the brick disappeared. Also, the ball is bouncing nicely off my paddle, and we're actually going to use the same method to get that done. So some of you worked really hard on this and actually got it working yourself, which is amazing. But there is a shortcut that I have used in this program, and I'm going to show that to you now. So if I go to the ball class, I have a method called collides with. Okay, so again, this is the ball class. So a ball, every ball, and again, you later on you could make a second ball quite easily, but the ball is going to have its own method called collides with, and it's going to be a void method, and it's going to accept a brick as a parameter. So a brick is going to come into this, and we're going to determine if the ball collides with the brick, and if it does, then we're going to change the direction of the ball. Okay, so some of you researched this and found that there's this cool method called intersects, which does all the work for you. It basically determines if two rectangles intersect each other. So this rectangle class, we don't have to create. This comes with the JDK. And you don't have to import anything as well. You can just use it. And so what we're doing here is creating two rectangles. One rectangle is going to represent the ball. Now I know a ball is a circle, but what we're doing is just drawing an imaginary rectangle that goes around the ball. So in order to create a new rectangle, the parameters needed are the top left corner, and then the width and the height of this rectangle object that we're creating. So I'm just going to use the same XY as my ball, and then I'm just going to use the size of my ball as the width and height of this rectangle. Again, we're not drawing this rectangle. We're not going to display this. This is just going to be used behind the scenes. So even when the ball is moving, every time the ball moves, I'm going to be creating a rectangle that surrounds the ball. It just happens so quickly. Then we're also going to create a rectangle object that surrounds the brick. And so what we're going to do is use this parameter, and we're going to get the top left corner of the brick, and we're going to get the width and the height in order to create our brand new rectangle. So we're not drawing either of these rectangles. We're just kind of setting them up virtually. And now I'm saying if this rectangle intersects with this one. So that's what I'm saying here. Intersects is a Boolean method, so it does return either true or false. So you can do this if you'd like, or you can just say if ball.intersects brick. Okay, so if this happens, if this is true, I'm going to make my brick, which is called B, I'm going to make it take a hit. So the brick is going to be hit. Now, there's one other thing I need to do, and I need to change the direction of my ball. But I got to be careful. If I make a collision from the sides of the brick, so if the ball hits the brick from the sides, then I want to change my X direction. Otherwise, if it hits the brick from the top or bottom, then I just want to change my Y direction. All right? So this is some code I use here to determine if the brick hits from the side. Okay, so this is a side collision. And we're basically just saying if the X value of the ball is less than the X value of the brick, or if the right-hand side of the ball is greater than the right-hand side of the brick, then we can assume that this is going to be a sideways collision. Now, this isn't always the case, but it's good enough. So it looks pretty good when the ball hits the brick. And then just to remind you, what does this method do? B.hit. Well, this is a brick method. So we're causing this brick B to be hit. So if I just quickly go to the brick class, there should be a method called hit. And you'll notice what I'm doing is setting the visibility to false. And so then it disappears and it doesn't get drawn.